Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Eric. Long time no
Yeah.
see.
No kidding. How's Ann doing?
I'm doing well. Hey, how was your conference? Was it a week long?
It was 3 days long. It was good. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a long time. But the convention was canceled out the year before last, so I didn't get to see those people. But it was decent.
Well, that's great. What conference was it?
It's the ISPLS conference. So every year we've got to have so many credit hours for continuing education to maintain our survey license, and so that's what it was about. But you've got
You
a lot
wouldn't
of
know
exhibitors.
anything about that.
Yeah, I seen that guy.
Tron coming in with a snarky comment.
Bernie, you missed it. Eric was talking about the ISPLS and going.
I know it.
His
First
license.
conference, first scheduled conference I've missed since 1985.
Wow.
That's a long time. Wow.
Is it true that what happened?
And I wasn't 60 when I started going to them either.
Is it true that what happens at the conference stays at the conference?
Well, absolutely.
How'd your presentation go, Tron? Your hair
Well, I'm
looks
gonna
fine.
say-
How'd your presentation go?
Well, luckily it wasn't virtual because I would have done the whole thing on mute. It went really well. Actually, some of the discussion precipitated, and I was just in another steering committee and the Hamilton County GIS manager was working with Clayton Hogsby, and they were talking about some of our discussion and the benefits of it. And I thought that was really cool that it traveled across the state already. So that's neat. It went great. Only good things. I mean, Eric's probably spoon feeding me, but I talked to other ones and solicited feedback, and they all said great things. Eric Meeks thought it was a great thing. And then quickly before we jump in, they have this workforce development committee that they're thinking about launching. And I'm going to get involved, and that's in hopes of bringing more young professional surveyors to Indiana and, developing those skill sets. What I thought was really cool was Vincent's new courses for associates to become a licensed surveyor. That has to be new because I've never heard of it until recently. And then the CST, Certified Surveyor Technician. I'll be sending my technician to that course hopefully later this year. So those are all really neat things. And so lots of value for me to go, not just representing IJIC for my session, but attending all the other courses as well.
Well, that's great. There's not too many routes to become a surveyor, right?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah. So
that's good.
And I actually am going to circulate that because I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from, just that knowledge, not if they want to pursue, but just that CST potentially, So we could talk more later. So yeah, lots of benefit, and it went great. I think.
You did a great job, Tron.
Thank you. Appreciate that, especially from surveyors, because IJIC and surveying, it's had its back and forth, but meshing the two and serving as a conduit, I'm so happy to be to do that. So, all right, we'll get to business. We only have one item, so the conversation was not going to keep us here too long. So Amy's here. I see we have a full quorum, and I will jump right in. All right, I would like to call to order the Monroe County Plat Committee meeting, January 20th, 2022, to order. And we have one case. If you want to scroll down, I got my agenda off screen. Okay. And that's the Plan Commission packet. I do not need to read that item. Okay, there, thanks. Okay, I'd like to call case SMN Fleener Minor Subdivision Preliminary Plat to order. The planner is Ann Corsilius. They're looking for an overhead utility waiver and request. And this is a Plat committee decision. This is a Plat committee decision? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Take it away. Thank you.
Great. So this is a 2-lot minor subdivision preliminary plat. They are requesting a waiver from overhead utilities, which is a Plat committee decision. So it's currently 152 acres approximately in Indian Creek. So off of Lee Phillips Road. So scroll very slowly. There we go. Okay. So it's a kind of an odd shaped lot. This is my little Microsoft Paint rendering. So this is the current boundary. It's an odd little L-shaped property, which they're proposing to split into 2. One lot does already have a property or is already developed. That would be lot 2. So lot 1 would be undeveloped. So they've provided plenty of drainage easements. They have provided, they've shown, buildable area, non-buildable area and buildable area. We really don't see any issues with this plat, except for that there is still some, the MS4 coordinator has noticed that there are some sinkhole conservancy areas that should be required on the plat. For both lots 1 and 2. There we go. And let's see, I believe that there are still comments under the right-of-way permit for lot 2. Wait, lot 1, the undeveloped one, which is to relocate it 23 feet to the north. So I have not necessarily seen updates on OpenGov, but maybe they've happened in the last few days. I haven't noticed. But we would need to see the plat updated to represent the SEAs that MS4 coordinator has seen, and that the driveway should be relocated. Outside of that, the site does contain steep slopes, but they provided the drainage easements. They've provided, they have plenty of buildable area that they meet chapter 804. Most of this property is very wooded, and some part of it agricultural fields. It's been hopefully, see, so it's been noted by the MS4 coordinator. It's not a critical drainage area. It's no floodplain. So it looks like a very good candidate for subdividing, especially just into 2. The Berry Utilities waiver, I would love for Eric to talk about. We do see, I believe it was, there are utilities, overhead utilities that connect the first house. So that'd be a good point to touch on. And yeah, with that, does anybody have any questions?
I'd like to open up to the Plat committee for any discussions. Well, actually, if everyone is in agreement, Eric, just kind of maybe with a nod of the head or anything, did you address our MS4 coordinator's concerns? Just with a simple yes or no, and if not, I'm going to ask, is Kelsey Patonia here?
I'm not yet, Tron.
Okay, and I don't see Kelsey here, so is it, I guess, Ann, would you just want to cover that just a little bit? I mean, I guess it's pretty simple that we could just make a condition and such. But if you just speak to that just a little bit further, if you can.
I can provide what Kelsey Thatonia said, which is that there are depressed closed contours and on the west side of the subdivision.
Okay. Well, perfect. Plat committee, I want to open it up to you. Bernie, Amy, would you have any questions?
I have nothing.
You muted yourself.
Sorry.
Amy, you were off.
I don't either.
All right. Well, then, Eric, if you could kind of speak to the Berry utilities and maybe some of the practical difficulties, and that would be great.
Sure. It's currently an existing farm, and with some outbuildings like barns and sheds, that currently overhead utility does feed those structures. It's basically, there's not going to be any danger leaving these power lines above ground. It's been used as a farm. It's going to continue to be used as a farm. So to bury an additional 500 lineal feet of overhead power would just add an additional cost to my client to bury those utilities.
Okay. Thank you for speaking to that.
And I can speak a little bit about the conservancy areas that I do have on my radar. So I have a few areas, already marked at my office. I just haven't uploaded anything to the portal yet until I'd received all the comments.
All
And
right.
it's fine. We can make them conditions of approval. I think they already are.
And I skimmed through the packet really quickly, and was there a position with the, I guess we don't really need to get too much in there, but staff is asking, supporting the overhead waiver, or was staff supporting the overhead waiver request? Was planning? I wasn't clear if you were supporting or not supporting that request. Approval with conditions, I guess. I mean, that's the recommendation. It's not broken down in detail, so I was just trying to get the Plans Commission's stance on that request.
Right, the Plat Committee. We did not detail that, but Larry is here, so I'm sure he could speak to that.
No, it's fine. I think this kind of follows the narrative of what we've been able to accept as a Plat Committee, and I would be willing to accept that as well. With that said, I would like to open it up to the public, and if anyone came to speak to this position and is here from the public, please go ahead. Oh, sorry, my bad. Or no, I guess I opened it up to you, Eric. Let me formally open it up to you and then move it to the public. I would like it to open it up to the petitioner's representative, if he would like to add any additional comments outside of the discussion that you already participated in.
Sure, I agree with the staff's report. We do need to address the single conservancy areas, and we're hopeful that you guys will support the buried utility waiver. But if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, I'd be glad to try to answer any questions.
No questions here. Was there questions from any other Plat Committee? Go ahead, Bernie.
Yeah, I've got a quick question. Eric, was there also, there's no road waiver with request on this, is there?
No, sir.
Okay, thanks.
So Bernie, I think you're thinking of the sliding scale subdivision, since the minor doesn't have a width requirement.
Was that an answer to the question, or Bernie?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Well, with that, let me bring it to the public. If the public is here to make any comments to this petition, please unmute yourself and go ahead and feel free to speak. All right, seeing no public, I guess I want to bring it back to the Plat Committee for a motion.
I can do it. In the matter of SMN-21-13 Fleener Minor subdivision, this is a 2-lot minor subdivision. Preliminary plat, it does have a request for waiver of burying existing overhead utilities. I move that we approve the preliminary plat based on the findings contained in the report and Mr. Deckard's findings of fact as stated in this meeting relative to the utility waiver under the following conditions: that one, that the petition meet the conditions of right-of-way activity permit number RW-21-383, and two, that the drawings identify certain karst features and plat the SCAs, the sinkhole conservancy areas, per the MS4 coordinator's comments and remarks. That's all I got.
That looks perfect. I'm pretty sure that covers it. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I seconded it.
Oh, sorry, Amy. Didn't hear that. We have a motion and a second. Larry, would you like to call the roll? I see you, Larry, but the screen's,
Try it
oh,
again.
there you go. There we go.
Okay, the motion is to approve as Fleener Minor subdivision preliminary plat, including the overhead utility waiver requested, Clean Phillips Road, subject to the conditions set forth in the staff report and incorporated into the motion to meet the right-of-way activity permit requirements under RW 21-383 and to identify karst features in plat SCA pursuit per the MS4 coordinator. Again, a vote in favor, motion to approve. Amy Thompson,
Yes.
Bertie Garitas,
Yes.
Charlie Ray Randolph.
Yes, and I think I'm about to lose connectivity, so perfect timing. So, go ahead.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, so I'll go ahead and say that was a 3-0, and the motion passes. I'm not sure if that's my signal or Larry's at this point. I think that's good for the record, Larry, that the motion had passed, and I'll go ahead and call for adjournment.
Perfect. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.
Have a
Good
good
night.
one. Bye.